Hello. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. My name is Nikolas Perrault. I'm Executive Chairman of Fairchild Gold. So what we're going to see here over the next, 10-15 minutes is our attempt to create the perfect Nevada-focused junior for this cycle. So Fairchild is a company that went public about 3-4 years ago with the objective of acquiring the assets that we're going to be talking about shortly. And what you're going to see is a very unique situation with a strategic location in Nevada of a district that's been completely misunderstood, ignored, and certainly underexplored. So okay, so location is very important to notice here. So we have a project that's situated close to the California border, but in Nevada, and we are about 35 kilometers from Las Vegas. So we have year-round access to this project, and we have paved road 90% of the way, only a few kilometers of gravel road to our project area. We have power right to site, and one of the few water sources in the Mojave Desert is also right there. So we have year-round access, and we don't have any other issues to deal with. So this is a year-round project. So if, and just from a other perspective, the helicopter ride from Las Vegas Airport, 12 minutes. So a very unique project for that location. So what we have here is a district that was mined in the late 1800s, early 1900s, and was pretty much ignored and abandoned in World War II. A lot of the small mines were closed and never really reopened. So we have here, you have an example of probably 20 to 30 historic mines and workings on our property area that have never really been explored in modern times, which is quite shocking when you realize the proximity to key infrastructure that this project has. So all of these dots that you see here are historic mines and workings, some of which have really spectacular grades, as you're going to find out a little bit later on in the slide deck. So if we were to see this kind of geology in my native province of Quebec, there would be a complete rush of companies around this, and this happens to be in Nevada, which is a far better mining jurisdiction than most, and yet we were the fortunate ones to be able to pick this up. So we consolidated what was a historic mining district in a series of transactions. So initially we worked with my colleague right here, who is a seasoned Nevada geologist, and we acquired an initial block of claims through an option transaction. We followed this up with staking of an equal size amount of claims to the west, and finally last winter we acquired from an Australian company that had been attracted to the district for other reasons, for a previous cobalt boom, and then exited the area. We picked up all of their claims. So now we're the first group to have consolidated this historic mining district. So again, this is a bit of a zoom in. All of these dots that you see are previous mines and workings. I'll draw your attention to the Copperside mine, which the historic grade of this, it's a manto, Rick. This was a manto that was mined at Copperside. So the average grade was 29% copper. So this is the kind of stuff that really makes you pay attention. What we're dealing with here is a CRD style deposits. You have a whole bunch of them in the area, and what's really driving all of our efforts is why. So we believe that the cause of all of these high-grade deposits that the old-timers were mining is a powerful porphyry system, and probably more than one source at depth, and never been recognized or identified by anybody. And I think our team was one of the first to find porphyry mineralization at surface that has not been documented anywhere in the U.S. government databases. So, stepping out a little bit for a regional context, this is the Walker Lane Belt in Nevada. It's a 600-mile shear zone starting in California all the way into, Arizona. And you've got in excess of 100 million ounces of gold that have been developed in this belt. And our project is right here. near Las Vegas, a bit of a gap in all of the deposits that have been developed. So there's a pretty uniform distribution, and then you've got this gap. And I like to say there's never only one cockroach. So we have a big gap here that is dying to be filled. And while I'm on this slide, we announced a transaction last Monday, which caused our stock to be halted all week. It'll resume trading this morning. We just picked up this deposit here, a Golden Arrow. We have added that to our portfolio through a transaction that was announced on Monday. So the company will resume trading this morning. So this will now balance our portfolio with a high-impact exploration project, which I'll continue talking about, with a near-development stage project that we just acquired. So what we have here is the area where we've been focusing most of our efforts for the last 12 months. The team has been meticulously mapping and sampling outcrop of these, between these old historic mines, and we have gone inside half a dozen of these old mines and been able to sample structures right off the side of the walls. And the results of this were published, I think it was 2 weeks ago. So we published the results of a couple of hundred samples that we've taken to add to the 4,000 sample database that we had from previous historic work. So what we have here is a recent pipe discovery. This looks like a breccia pipe. Assays are pending, so we're quite interested to find out how this could be associated with the porphyry that we're looking for. And to the west here you see the workings of the old Boss mine, which was an extremely high-grade gold, platinum and palladium mine that was mined in the turn of the century. So again, all of these areas that you see in yellow are the workings, the result of our sampling work in the last year. And the results have confirmed the very high-grade nature of the system we're dealing with. So we believe that we have all of these, or most of these historic mines were CRD style deposits, and that somehow the cause of all this is a big porphyry system, which is what we're looking to prove here. So we've started a few days ago a drone-supported mag survey over the entire concession area, and that should give us further clues as to our next steps. Once the drone survey is finished in a few weeks, we'll have the results out there, and then the next step on this project will be to do a IP survey that will be more targeted and will help us to prepare for drilling in the second quarter. So results of the recent sampling campaign. The last time I saw grades like this was in the DRC Congo, by the way. So it's very, very rare to see such high-grade copper at surface. These are not soils, these are samples from outcrop. So you can see here the highest hit we got was 34% copper. So we have, it's making the numbers like 2, 3, 4% look boring, but these are all high-grade copper outcrops at surface. None of these targets have seen a drill hole yet. So it's really quite a package that we've got here. We got our work cut out. And what you're noticing here is, I think we'll see it a bit later. I'm just going to skip ahead here. So anyways, so there's we've identified a 10 to 12 kilometer long corridor of previous copper mines and workings and high-grade outcrops that's about 12 kilometers long. And what we've also identified is a gold corridor that goes from the north to the northeast. And this one, I think I have a slide a bit later on that. So these are, if you look at the Fitzhugh mine, the Copperside mine, the Azurite mine, these are typical CRD mines. And look at the grades. Never drilled. This is the slide on the recent porphyry, on the pipe discovery. And this is what I wanted to discuss. What we have here is what looks like a porphyry target, because of some old IP work that's identified a target that has never been drill tested. You see it right here. So this is we believe that this is a porphyry target. Never tested. It's crying to be drilled. These are the next steps that we're planning to do. So we're right now we're doing the drone mag survey. That's going to be completed in a few weeks, and then we move into IP. We're integrating all of this into the database and getting ready to drill. So essentially, you've added these. Rick, you added some slides in there. I think we're missing some slides. Could it be? Yeah, that's all right. So essentially, we've got a project that's got multiple targets. It's the challenge we have right now is we're tripping over targets. So it's a question of priority. So the low-hanging fruit is obviously all of this high-grade mineralization at surface that's never been drill tested. But the ultimate target for us is the porphyry cause of all this. And not to scare anybody, but the plan is to drill not from the top of these mountains, which are 1,800 meters high, but to drill from the base. So that's where we're going to go after. Just wondering here. So in terms of team, self there. So I joined the board last spring, along with a friend in New York, Adam Kaviz. So we've combined. We've been able to attract quite a group of interesting people around this company. Adam is the owner of Revere Securities in New York. He likes to brag that he did Donald Trump's IPO for Truth Social. So he's an interesting ambassador we have on Wall Street. He does a lot of work with a sister company called Dominary Securities. So I look to develop the relationship with Adam quite a bit more. Okay, so we now have a couple of new announcements that were made earlier this week. Ambassador Hertel joined us. He was one of the, I guess, longest standing ambassadors. He was named by George W. Bush, the Dominican Republic. So he's a really well-connected person. He was instrumental in Barrick's transaction with Pueblo Viejo deposit in the Dominican Republic and helping with the negotiations. He's a great friend, and he's an incredible networker. So I think for us, we look at what's going on in the States, the whole onshoring opportunity that it represents, and we want to make sure we got all the right people that are going to help us. Malcolm Smith is an old friend. I've been working with Malcolm for over 20 years. So he's an investment banker in Toronto, very well connected on Bay Street. So I was glad that he decided to join the adventure. My old friend Shahal Khan, based in Miami and in Dubai, he's the largest shareholder, after which it's me, the company. So he wrote a large check. He's a very, very incredible networker. He was part of the team that went to the Middle East with Trump's group right after the nomination. Bash, same thing, works very closely with the White House in international affairs. And Jill worked with the CIA. She worked with General Petraeus. So we've got, I like to joke, Jill was at Mar-a-Lago a few months ago, and she walked up to a table where Donald Trump was sitting, and she says, "Donald, we will mama." So he looked at her, he says, "What are you talking about?" He said, "We will make America mine again." So this was really a funny anecdote. So Sergei Diakov, Rick is right here. So Rick, seasoned Nevada old hand, worked at Barrick for many years, traveled all around the world. And we have Sergei Diakov. Sergei and I are also on another board. So we've known each other for 7 or 8 years. Sergei is arguably one of the best porphyry geologists in the world. So I think if you ask Quinton Henning at Prescat, he'll tell you what he thinks about Sergei. So, I beg your pardon? Yeah, well, Sergei is certainly a legend. He was part of the team that discovered Oyu Tolgoi in Mongolia. So he's one of the rare guys that has 2 world-class deposits that have been developed and built as mines. So he's the head of our technical committee and certainly a big inspiration to the whole team. And we have Aaron, who's our in-house Indiana Jones. So he has gone to really the edge of the world here, going into some of these old workings. Sergei thinks he's a bit crazy, but he went into some of these workings and was able to sample structures that nobody has walked in and looked at in decades. So, and we also announced earlier this week, in conjunction with the press release we made on the new acquisition, Guy Lausier will be dedicated to the new acquisition. He's going to be technical director for the Golden Arrow project, which we haven't really talked about here, but we'll be able to talk a little bit more now that the stock will resume trading today. So with this new acquisition, we just picked up 350,000 ounces measured indicated in the same mineral belt, and we're going to move this new project right into PEA and development. So that's the story. That was my 15 minutes, right? Thank you very much.